For 31 years, he lived among them. He went to church on Sundays, installed security systems during the week, and smiled at his neighbors over backyard fences. He had a wife, 2 children, and a job enforcing the law. But in the shadows, he was something else entirely. He called himself BTK, bind, torture, kill. And for 3 decades, he taunted police, terrorized the city, and got away with murder. Until his own arrogance finally brought him down. Main narrative. Wichita, Kansas in the 1970s was a quiet, unassuming Midwestern city where families felt safe leaving their doors unlocked and children played freely in the streets until dark. Crime was something that happened in bigger cities, not here in this peaceful community where everyone knew their neighbors. But on January 15, 1974, that sense of safety would be shattered forever when Dennis Rader, a seemingly ordinary 28-year-old man, committed his first murders and began a reign of terror that would last for 3 decades. Rader had been watching the Otero family home on North Edgemore Street for weeks, carefully studying their daily routines, noting when they left for work and school, when they returned. That cold January morning, he cut the phone line first. Always cut the phone line, he would later explain. Then he broke in through the back door. When Julie Otero discovered him standing in her kitchen, he pulled a pistol and told her a practiced lie. He was a wanted fugitive who desperately needed their car and some money to escape. Nobody needed to get hurt, he promised. She believed him. That was her fatal mistake. She called her children downstairs, 11-year-old Joseph Jr. and 9-year-old Josephine. Rader calmly herded the frightened family into the master bedroom and began tying them up with rope he had brought specifically for this purpose. Once they were bound and helpless on the bedroom floor, Rader's carefully maintained facade of the apologetic fugitive vanished completely, replaced by something cold, calculating, and monstrous. He placed a plastic bag over Joseph Jr.'s head first, wrapping rope around the boy's neck to hold it in place, then watched with fascination as the child struggled desperately for air. He strangled Julie next, straddling her body as she fought with everything she had beneath him, her muffled screams filling the room. Then he dragged young Josephine down to the basement and hanged her small body from a pipe, watching as her legs kicked and then went still. When Joseph Sr. returned home unexpectedly, having forgotten something at the house, he walked into a nightmare. Rader attacked and strangled him as well. 4 bodies, for members of one family. One terrible morning, the nightmare had begun. Police had no leads. There were no witnesses, no clear motive, no signs of forced entry beyond the broken back door. Nothing had been stolen. It seemed random, senseless, and absolutely terrifying to the entire community. The case went cold, but Dennis Rader couldn't let it go. He had enjoyed every moment of his first kills, the power, the absolute control over life and death, the fear in their eyes. He craved recognition for what he had accomplished. 3 months later, he sent a carefully typed letter to the local newspaper, detailing exactly what he had done to each victim, providing details only the killer could possibly know. He claimed full credit and demanded attention. At the bottom, he signed it with 3 letters that would haunt Wichita for decades. BTK. Bind, torture, kill. Police realized with growing horror that they weren't just dealing with a murderer. They were dealing with a serial killer who actively wanted attention and who was explicitly promising to kill again. On April 4, 1974, just 3 months after the Otero family massacre, Rader decided it was time to strike again. He broke into the home of 21-year-old Catherine Bright and waited patiently for her to return. When she arrived home with her brother Kevin, Rader immediately pulled his gun and forced them both into the bedroom at gunpoint. But Kevin refused to be a passive victim. He fought back ferociously during the attack, and in the violent struggle that ensued, Rader's gun went off twice, hitting Kevin in the face. Despite his terrible injuries, Kevin somehow managed to break free and escape, running for help. But Catherine wasn't so fortunate. Rader tied her hands to the bedpost and stabbed her over and over again with a hunting knife until she finally stopped moving, leaving her body arranged on blood-soaked sheets. Then, on March 17, 1977, Rader targeted Shirley Vian, a mother of 3 young children. Pretending to be a utility worker checking for gas leaks, he gained entry to her home. The moment he pulled his gun, her terrified children began screaming. Rader locked them in the bathroom where they pounded desperately on the door, crying for their mother. Shirley was sick with the flu, but fought anyway. He overpowered her, bound her hands, and strangled her on the bed while her children's screams echoed through the house. On December 8, 1977, Rader broke into Nancy Fox's apartment and concealed himself in her bedroom closet. When the 25-year-old secretary came home from work exhausted, he grabbed her from behind, forced her onto the bed, and strangled her with his bare hands. Afterward, in a display of pure arrogance, he called police from a nearby payphone to report his own crime, directing them to her body. In 1978, Rader sent another letter complaining about lack of media attention. Then BTK went silent. Rader remained in Wichita, living normally, married, raising children, working as a code enforcement officer, active in his church, serving as a Cub Scout leader. He kept journals and crime photos hidden in his basement. On January 19, 1991, after 13 years of silence, he killed Dolores Davis, strangling the 62-year-old in her bed, dumping her body under a bridge. 13 years later, in 2004, Rader resurfaced when a BTK book was published. He sent a letter, "BTK is back." Over the next year, he sent 11 communications to police and media. But Rader made a crucial mistake. He asked police if a floppy disk could be traced. They lied and said no. When he sent a disk, police found metadata revealing it came from Christ Lutheran Church, modified by Dennis. They identified Dennis Rader and matched his daughter's DNA to crime scenes. On February 25, 2005, police arrested him. He confessed immediately, describing each murder as his projects. Sentenced to 10 consecutive life sentences, Rader showed no remorse during sentencing. He was a master compartmentalizer, church member, scout leader, compliance officer. His family never suspected. Psychologists diagnosed him as a narcissistic psychopath. Today, Dennis Rader sits in El Dorado Correctional Facility. He writes letters and describes his crimes without remorse. The BTK case reminds us that evil doesn't always look monstrous. For 31 years, BTK haunted Wichita, murdering 10 people while hiding in plain sight. His ego caught him, his need for recognition. The BTK killer will remain behind bars. But the question echoes, how many others hide among us?